Quilters, I'm Shelley Robson from the Quilted Forest, and it's time to pick the September project of the month. We picked number 12 in August, and I made a little bit of progress on it. I had a tough time trying to figure out what I wanted to do with it because every block in this quilt was a different size, and I mean every. I measured every single one of them. And so what I finally decided to do is I'm going to take all the blocks apart, recut the pieces, and then put the blocks back together again. So this one's going to take a little while, and obviously I didn't get it done, but I'll keep working on it. So the projects I did finish in August were two projects from previous months. The first one is from May, and this was a collection of star blocks. There were 37 of them, or 38 or something like that. And so I finally figured out what I wanted to do with them. I cut each block down to a consistent size. Some of them I had to cut the points off of them. Some of them were almost not big enough, but I decided to put a sashing between each of the blocks, get the rows going, and then sew the rows together. I used the same fabric for the binding as I used for the border / sashing. And for the backing on this quilt, I had a big piece of fabric left over from another quilt that I had taken apart. I cut off the bad portions of it and pieced it together with the two leftover blocks I couldn't use in the front because of the size of the quilt, and these were a little more damaged, but I figured they'd be good enough for the back. So that was that quilt. I got that done in August. Super happy with it. I'm going to put out a quilt block rescue video on how this one was put together. And then the other one that I finished in August was the string quilt that I was working on. And you can kind of see the quilting on the back of this. I think the quilting turned out really cool. I did machine quilt it, but this is how the string quilt turned out. I had to take every single block apart and then sew it back together. I had to use some of my own Depression era feed sacks to make some of these a little bit bigger. They don't all line up perfectly. There's a few that are kind of janky, but I really love how this turned out. The green fabric is original to the quilt. The only thing that's new are the pieces that I had to add, and then the binding and backing. And for this one, I just picked a 30s print, reproduction print, put it on the back, and then use that same fabric for the binding. I will also have a video out on how I put this one together. So I did get a few things done in August, so I'm pretty proud of what's accomplished so far. And here's our buckets. In January, we picked number 10, and I used up half the blocks. February was number 6, I got that done. March was number 2, that one's done. April was number 4, that one's done. May was number 11, that one's gone, got that done. June was number 9, that one is finished. July was number 7, and I'm still processing this one a little bit. This was the fans from my Aunt Lavon, and I'm still trying to figure out how I want to put it together. I've done a few sketches, but I'm not completely happy with my ideas so far, so I'm going to keep processing this one. August, you saw the progress I made on that, so I'll keep working on that one. So let's see what I will be working on in September and what you will be working on in September. We only have 4 projects left. Can you believe that? It's been a fun year. And now I'm down to a couple projects I really don't want to work on and 2 that I do. So let's see if I'm happy with my number that I picked today. Oh, I can't look. Okay. Project number 8 will be the project we work on in September. And for me, that means, this is one that I was worried about getting this month, but we'll make it work. These are wedding ring arcs that are all hand pieced, I think. You can see the hand stitching on the back side of that. They did a nice job. They're very similar in size. I don't see any that are like wildly off, but I guess I'll have to sit down and look at them a little bit closer. In the bottom here, I have a few Sunbonnet Sues, and then some pieces, and then I have this little collection of patterns that are on old newspaper. So I'm going to have to dig through all this, see what's here, and figure out how I want to put these together. Whether they'll be a wedding ring quilt or something altogether different, we will soon know. So I hope you have a wonderful September and get a lot done and work on your project in the month, number 8, and we will see you again in October. Thanks for watching. Happy quilting.